Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I rise today to ask further details about the impacts the carbon tax is having upon Canadians. But, Madam Speaker, what I would like to highlight in these next couple of minutes is the common sense proposal that Conservative Party leader, the member from Carleton, has put forward to give Canadians a much-needed break for the summer. Madam Speaker, the carbon tax is costing Canadians significantly. The price of food is for an average family, is up more than $700 for this year versus what it was last year. The record 2 million visits to a food bank in a single month. Madam Speaker, we saw the carbon tax rise on April 1st, a shocking 23%, and common sense shows that if you tax the farmer who grows the food, you tax the trucker who ships the food, you tax the store that sells the food, you tax the person that has to go and pick up the food, the cost of food rises. It is driving up the cost of everything. This year, the Prime Minister, the NDP Liberal carbon tax will cost families in Alberta almost $3,000 a year. Saskatchewan, more than $2,600 a year. Manitoba, more than $1,700 a year. Ontario, $1,670 a year. Nova Scotia, $1,500 a year. Prince Edward Island, $1,600 a year. Newfoundland and Labrador, $1,870 a year. Canada-wide, the average cost to Canadians is nearly $2,000. That is the cost. Not calculating, that's calculating the rebate, but the net cost to families is nearly $2,000 a year, crippling at a time when inflation is up and Canadians are simply looking for a break. That's why only a number of days ago, Madam Speaker, common sense Conservative leader, the member from Carleton, the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, has called for a tax holiday to cancel all of the federal government taxes on gasoline and diesel to help Canadians, give Canadians that much needed break so that Canadians can maybe afford to not only buy the necessities that are required to raise a family, seniors required to get by, but to make sure that they have that chance to live out that little bit of the Canadian dream, maybe going on a road trip, maybe driving their kids to sports. Give them that chance, Madam Speaker, to ensure that much-needed break is given. So my question, in response to the question that I asked a number of months ago in relation to the carbon tax, is very, very simple. Will that member speak out in favor of this common-sense proposal to cancel the federal government fuel taxes on gasoline and diesel, to give Canadians a much-needed break from Victoria Day to Labor Day, that much-needed break? So that's cancelling the carbon tax, cancelling the federal fuel tax, and cancelling the GST, so that Canadians can afford that little bit of hope, that little bit of a break that is so very needed at a time when Canadians are suffering so much.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to explain again to the honourable member putting a price on pollution is at the centre of the government's plan to fight climate change and curb its devastating effects on our communities and economy. Removing pollution price, as the Conservative has called for, will only confirm that they don't want to fight climate change and they don't have a plan.
Battle River Crowfoot.
Madam Speaker, 2 words: false and failure. That describes exactly what that member just described. It's false that more families that families get more back than they pay into it. The Parliamentary Budget Officer made that very, very clear. 60% of Canadians, when the net cost, that's the impact the carbon tax has on the economy, is calculated, Canadians end up paying more, plus the negligible cost for many that do receive a rebate, but it certainly doesn't have the impact that that member is saying. And it's a failure when it comes to addressing the environment. Madam Speaker, it's not working. So why does that member and those Liberals propped up by the cowardly NDP, why do they continue to blame single moms driving their kids to soccer practice, families that want to go on vacation, grandparents that want to see their grandkids? Why are they blaming those people for the challenges facing the country and making them pay more. Why not adopt our common sense proposal, which is to axe the taxes on fuel this summer?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Our price on pollution help combat climate change, but it is also giving more money back directly to Canadian families at a time when so many need it the most. Thank you.